So if y'all just getting a little information, man, this is how I deal with cravings without having a relapse. So one thing I've learned in recovery is that cravings don't automatically mean that you want to use. You know, a craving doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean that you're weak. You know, a craving doesn't mean your recovery isn't working. You know, for me, a craving is usually just a signal that something else is going on. You know, maybe I'm stressed at the time. Maybe I'm overwhelmed. Maybe I'm just exhausted. Maybe I'm frustrated with life. That happens to the best of us. You know, maybe I'm feeling lonely. You know, sometimes it isn't even the drug that my brain wants. You know, it's an escape. And I think that's something a lot of people in recovery can relate to. You know, when I am using, and drugs become my solution to everything. You know, bad day, boom, use. Stress, don't even worry about it, use. Bored, I know what I'm doing, use. Sad, use. Angry, best believe it, using. Everything pointed back to the same answer. So when life gets hard now, you know, sometimes my brain still remembers that old solution. The difference today is, you know, I don't listen to it. One thing that helps me, you know, what I like to call is the 15-minute rule. I didn't make this up. I just live by it. So, you know, when a craving hits, I don't tell myself, oh, I need to stay sober forever. You know, I don't tell myself I need to stay sober for the next year. Like, oh, just one more year. No, I tell myself I need to stay sober for the next 15 minutes. That's it. Just 15 minutes. You know, I'll go for a walk. I'll walk my dog. Hit the gym. Maybe just do a little workout session at home. Go call someone. Physically talk to someone. You know, I'll work and do some stuff for my business or my fiance's. I'm playing with my dog, my cats, my kids. You know, I'll go clean something even. Start cleaning the car, start cleaning the crib. You know, I'll do anything productive that gets me moving. That especially that just gets my mind off of it. You know, the moving helps, but it's more so the mind needs to do something else. You know, because I've noticed that cravings get stronger when I sit there and feed into them, like they do. You know, another thing that's helped me is checking in with myself. You know, there's a saying in recovery called HALT, HALT. You know, ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Am I tired? You know, a lot of the times what feels like a craving is actually one of those things. You know, like I've had moments where I thought I was struggling with recovery when really, you know, I was just exhausted, stressed, and haven't eaten. Like, you'd be surprised. You know, it sounds simple, but those things do matter. You know, something that helps me is changing my environment, whether it's for a little bit, for a while, is doing something else, man. If I'm sitting in the same place, thinking the same thoughts, doing the same things, it's easy to get stuck. You get stuck in the same loop. So I'll leave. I'll go outside. I go to the gym. Go drive somewhere. You usually have a destination. With these gas prices, you don't want to be cruising too much. But hey, for the name of recovery, sometimes blowing a little gas, releasing some steam, man, that's a more productive way to go. So, you know, I'll go to, I'll go to the gym. I'll get around like good people that are either like-minded or just decent people in general. There's plenty of people that aren't even in just recovery, but they have a good, positive, healthy mindset, or at least what they're passing to me. That's what I'm getting from them. I'm not saying these are these amazing top tier people, but I have so little bit I could learn from them. So why not learn from them? Why not trying to work on being the best me instead of always getting the negative from people and having that latch on to me? I try to focus on the positive, you know. So really, man, anything that breaks the cycle. You know, another tool I use is playing the tape forward, Instead of thinking the first few minutes of using, I think about everything that comes after. The regret, the guilt, disappointments, money spent, damage done, the people I'd hurt, and the progress I throw away. That's a huge one for us. I say us, for just a lot of people in recovery. We get time under our belt, and we don't want to throw all that away. Just really consider how long you have been doing it, and that you probably at one point never would have imagined you would have got this far. Never would imagine that my sobriety is for 2025, and we are June 2026 right now. So I never would imagine this. I thought that was my life forever, and that's crazy and dumb to think, I know, but I literally thought that would be my life forever. It's just wild. You know I think about just how hard I've worked to get where I am today, and I remind myself, man, that no craving is worth giving all that up. Recovery didn't magically fix my life. I still have problems. I still have stress. I definitely still have bad days. But recovery gives me a chance, a chance to be a better father, a chance to build a business, man, a chance to get back in the gym, a chance to be there for my family, most importantly. You know, you I remember just when I got my first chance at life, because I took a chance in doing something I shouldn't have done, had an OD, and then I was given the gift of life again, and I wish I could have said that was my last time using. It was not, but I didn't think about what I put the other person through that had to get me back to being awake and up and shit, because I'm all pale with blue lips and they're smacking me around, and I'm just saying it's all okay, and it wasn't. you know we